Welcome to Figuring It Out, a podcast designed to help entrepreneurs, creatives, leaders, and marketers to master their crafts, grow their businesses, and find a balance between their personal and professional lives. My name is Kevin England. I'm the proud founder and CEO of Vonazon, a digital marketing, advertising, and media agency based in Southern California and serving clients worldwide. In each episode, we cover a variety of topics while sharing stories from myself and other amazing speakers. Now, let's dive in and figure it out together. In today's episode, we'll be discussing something that I am sure that many of you have personally experienced as a direct result of COVID-19, which is hybrid work environments. It seems like many people have either a black or white approach to when it comes from working from home. Either they enjoy it or they don't. And this is coming from both the employee and the C-level or owner perspective. My personal experience within my company has been finding that happy balance between the two possibilities. And my 3 decades of business experience has, as an owner, has taught me that fast-paced, challenging work environments can be successfully counterbalanced with a stress-free environment or stress-free work zones, and that strategically implementing home-like features within your company's office space can actually boost employee morale and reduce employee stress. In this podcast, we'll dive deeper into what hybrid work environments actually look like, what they can mean for your company and your employees, and how they might actually be here to stay even after this pandemonium subsides. It's no secret that we all probably feel more comfortable and more relaxed in the boundaries of our own home. Our homes are places where we don't feel confined to a strict dress code or designated office spaces, and maybe even constant supervision, depending on your environment. In fact, in a recent study conducted by After College, it was reported that 77% of workers prefer a position that lets them work from home at least once a week, obviously. The study also found that when offered at least one day working from home, employees who were typically not as engaged in the office environment became more motivated to complete their tasks while in the office. And with many people currently on the hunt for new jobs during this, uncertain pandemic kind of limbo that we live in right now, it seems like even though those who are seeking in-person positions, they're still longing for some of the cozy, homey touches. For instance, there's a study that found that 70% of future employees are attracted to jobs that offer free drinks and snacks. Well, we've been through that already, while 68% are compelled by a more casual dress code. So even if your company is on the opposing side of a work from home spectrum, there are still many ways that you can implement hybrid work environments that encapsulate the essence of employees' homes, and as a result, enhances their desire to perform well. I mean, think about it. If a company cares about an employee's comfort, then the employee will most likely care about the company. A hybrid work environment establishes employee and employer trust. I'm going to say that again. Think about this. A hybrid work environment establishes employee and employer trust. I want you to think about a time when you were assigned a task that you knew how to do, you had done it before, and you knew that you could do it again. But for some reason, when you were under the direct supervision of a boss or even another employee or a manager, you found yourself struggling to complete that task or finding the right motivation. Sometimes when left on our own devices within our homes, we actually perform better and we learn more than we do in the workplaces because the pressure of working under direct supervision are mitigated, and since there's really no one around to ask for that easy answer, you actually have to figure things out on your own. It's no wonder that a recent BBC study found that after having experience working from home, 72% of survey respondents wanted a hybrid workplace model established within their company moving forward. Offering a work from home option is not just a great way to produce high employee satisfaction rates, but it's also a wonderful way to construct a positive company image. Because happy employees tend to make happy bosses, and happy bosses, in most cases, make happy companies. And I'll premise that with as long as that we are all motivated together. And that goes back to leadership, but that's probably a different discussion. Okay. Maybe it's not as simple as happy employees, happy boss, happy company. And maybe allowing a fully remote work environment is not the best fit for your company or your company's needs. But there are certainly ways in which you can implement a homey environment within your physical workspace or office space and can still attribute a hybrid workspace model in some way, shape, or form. I'll give you some examples in which I found work well within a company and amongst employees. Last week at Bonazon, during our weekly Friday meeting, which we conduct purely as a means to, catch up with each other, highlight some employee successes, and team bonding. One of my employees tells me just how much they appreciate the little privacy rooms that we have within our office. You see, here at Bonazon, we have these little privacy rooms with these wooden hanging sliding doors, and they're equipped with these little ottomans inside. The whole purpose of these rooms is to provide a safe, cozy space that employees can go into when they want a little break or, they just want some alone time. Some of our employees like to, eat their lunch in there. Some like to take meetings in there, and others just simply want to get a change from being at their desks all day long. These little privacy rooms are examples of how we here at Bonazon implement familiar home-like touches that make employees feel safe, rejuvenated, and even cared for. They're these little reminders of home that allow employees to unwind, relax, and basically feel like they're at home in the confines of a company space. When I designed and approved the office layout for Bonazon, I wanted to make sure that I was taking a hybrid work environment into account. And this was prior to the pandemic and prior to companies actually being forced to shut down and go remote. I wanted to make sure that I was adding little bits and pieces of homey touches wherever I could within our office environment while still maintaining a professional office space. Aside from these privacy rooms, Bonazon also offers fully stocked, communal kitchen, a lounge room, and couches and bean bags. No strictly enforced, dress code, and even an option to work from home at least once a week, every Wednesday. The marketing world and agency life can be very stressful. Bonazon has clients from all over the world. My employees and I take multiple meetings back to back all day long. We remain up to date on multiple software applications and systems, which we utilize on a daily basis. However, when I, come to realize, what I've come to realize actually is that by implementing a stress-free work environment, which embodies the hybrid style approach, our carefully curated and office space has come to balance out stressful workloads from many of my employees who find their motivation to continue to work hard amongst the familiarities of home, scattered all over our office. It's these reminders that make them feel like they are working from home, even when they're not, when they're in the office space. And even when giving them the option to work from home, every Wednesday or multiple times throughout the week, I find that I still have employees that choose to come into the office instead. These are the types of things that you or your company can implement even after the pandemic is over and remote work is no longer mandated. A recent study conducted by Upwork found that by 2028, 73% of a business's departments will have employees who work from home. What's the reason behind this statistic? Well, according to Upwork, the current workforce is made up of a large number of employees who belong to the millennial or the Gen Z generation. And it is predicted that by 2028, employees from these two generations will make up 58% of the entire workforce population, and that their influence will prompt more companies to facilitate work from home type of initiatives. And this is in the coming years. So in a world where already seems to be headed in a work from home type of direction, let's talk about some of the benefits of implementing a hybrid workspace structure within your environment. And there are several. For example, a study conducted by ClickTime found that work from home benefits include having to find a flexible schedule or having more of a flexible schedule. How about DIYing your home office space to your own taste, which is absolutely fun to do. Maybe staying in comfy clothes is a great thing. Sweats and a button-up shirt, right, for the Zoom sessions. Avoiding an exhausting and stressful commute, which I don't recommend to anyone. Saving time and money. How about spending more time with your family and your pets, even while you're trying to get things done? And maybe offering a hybrid work environment where employees are free to work from home at least 1 or 2 days a week is a doable thing and something that you might be looking to do. There's a study by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics found that 37% of jobs in the United States can be done entirely from home. And while the other 63% may be, completely and entirely, can't be done completely entirely from home, there are ways in which, they can conduct some of the time frame from home. And you want to try and figure out what that looks like for your environment. However, I don't think this would be an honest podcast if I didn't look at, and address some of the downsides of working from home. As with pretty much everything else that's out there, there are pros and cons, associated to working from home. And according to Vantage Circle, some of the downsides of working from home are lack of, community and teamwork, which most CEOs and owners are concerned about. Lack of motivation. How about something simple like lack of office equipment or even security concerns? Risk to productivity. Unmonitored performance and frequent breaks that we don't know about. How about distractions and maybe even a lack of good working environment? These are some of the downsides, the disadvantages potentially of working from home. However, I'm going to tell you, in my professional opinion, the pros outweigh the cons. And I believe that a hybrid work environment are really the way of the future. And in a world where everyone seems to be divided about, remote work, a topic that has become so black and white, I think that it's best that we find a compromise. And maybe it's somewhere in the gray. A compromise that gives employees home life incentives even at work. And at the same time offers them a choice as to whether or not they want to work from home at least once a week. I mean, think about it. We trust our employees with so much on a daily basis. Confidential information, countless logins to multiple applications, access to company documents, speaking with our clients on our behalf, taking mandated breaks on their own time and on their own accord. So why can't we trust them from working from home? Even when COVID-19 comes to an end, remote work in some shape or form is really here to stay. So ask yourself this: does your company have what it takes to cater to the demands of today's workforce? What about tomorrow's? What about the generations 5, 10, and maybe even 20 years from now? Just think about it. So until next time, my name is Kevin England, and keep figuring it out.